Hey everyone, my name is Wedge, and yeah, Cons of Tarkir Spoilers started last night at PAX Prime. We have so much to talk about. A new Sarkhan reveal, Sarkhan just got revealed, there's a new Planeswalker announced, I think his name is Sarkhan, and we get to see a new Sarkhan. I'm super excited. The first cons card we're looking at is Herald of Anafenza, 1 white for a 1/2 human soldier with the new mechanic Outlast belonging to the Abzan clan. You can pay 2 colorless and a white to tap the creature to put a 1/1 counter on it. You can only use it as a sorcery. Whenever you activate its Outlast ability, put a 1/1 white creature token onto the battlefield. This card is cool. First, it's 1 mana for a 1/2. Second, while the Outlast ability does require it to tap, its triggered ability replaces it as a blocker. This is good for limited. If they don't have the removal, you can invest into this guy like people invest into Cruel Sadist right now. Yes, it's a bit more expensive, so that does hurt the Herald's viability, but his trigger does provide you with an endless stream of warriors. I don't think this gives the value necessary for standard as of right now, but who knows what may come in the rest of the spoilers. Mardu Skull Hunter is 2 mana for a 2/1 human warrior that enters the battlefield tapped. When he enters, if you attack with a creature this turn, target opponent discards a card. This is pretty annoying. There are a ton of black-based aggressive strategies running around right now. Adding in a 2-drop with a relevant ability might not be so bad. I know people will test with this. Making someone discard is truly a nuisance no matter what format you're in. Don't underestimate it. Guys and gals, Delve is the Sultai mechanic. Wanna know how I know that? Boom! Necropolis Fiend. 7 colorless and 2 black for a 4/5 flying demon with Delve. Each card you exile from your graveyard while casting the spell pays for 1 colorless. You can also pay X, tap him, and exile X cards from your graveyard to have target creature get -X/-X until end of turn. I'm not sure if you guys know about Tombstalker, but yeah, he's a really strong creature. While this guy isn't as good as Tombstalker, with the Commune with the Gods and a Mana Ramper, you can drop this on turn 3. A 4/5 flyer on turn 3 sounds pretty good to me. Those of you wishing for a graveyard-based strategy to take off, Delve is going to help with that big time. Next up is Dragon-Style Twins, 3 colorless and 2 red for a 3/3 human monk with double strike and prowess. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Prowess was already a fun mechanic to work with, but putting it on a creature with double strike is just mean. First things first, limited bomb, obviously. You'll be hard-pressed to find something that'll beat this in combat. Beyond that, this could see some play on the high end of a red aggressive strategy. I don't know which direction the meta will take, but if it slows down, Prowess gives this thing standard viability, but only if the format slows down. Sarkhan the Dragonspeaker is 3 colorless and 2 red for a 4 loyalty planeswalker. You can give him +1 to turn him into a legendary 4/4 red dragon with flying indestructible and haste until end of turn. That's a plus ability. Gotcha. You can -3 to have Sarkhan deal 4 damage to target creature. Very rude. Moving on. You can -6 him to get an emblem that says, at the beginning of your draw step, draw 2 additional cards. At the beginning of your end step, discard your hand. Let's get this out of the way first. He's mono red. Did not expect that. Anything after that is meaningless because, guys, he finally gets to realize his dream and become a dragon. He's always wanted this. I'm just so happy for him, you know? Oh my god. Right, stay focused. His +1 is hilarious. Reminiscent of Stormbreath Dragon, but not exactly the same. The indestructibility and haste are both really cool, so those are huge upsides. His middle ability is Flame Slash. Rather than focusing on whether or not it's a powerful ability, I think it's important to notice that the number is 4. This could be relevant going forward. Maybe 4 is the new magic number of toughness, much like 3 was a year ago. We'll have to see. His last ability is something I've always wanted out of an ultimate: balance. It doesn't automatically win you the game, but it does give you a powerful situational advantage. Not having the game automatically end when a walker gets an emblem is a welcome change in my book, especially since it only takes 3 turns to make it happen on Sarkhan. With all that said, I can see him in a green-red monsters / planeswalker strategy. Alongside Chandra, Xenagos, Courser of Krufix, and everything else that's awesome in those colors, I think Sarkhan can really shine. Also, his -3 does replace Mizia Mortars without the overload. That is something to keep in mind. Overall, Sarkhan definitely has potential for standard. His +1 is powerful and immediately relevant. I am not disappointed. Rattle Claw Mystic is 1 colorless and 1 green for a 2/1 human shaman with morph. You can tap it to add a green, blue, or red mana to your mana pool. When you turn it face up for 2 colorless mana, you add a green, blue, and red mana to your mana pool. This is the kind of creature I'm talking about. The line of play that everyone's already come up with, you ready for this? Turn 1 Elvish Mystic, turn 2 play this guy morphed, turn 3 you turn him face up, tap him for mana, tap Elvish Mystic for mana, tap your 3rd land, and boom, 6 mana on turn 3. Play Soul of New Phyrexia. Don't even use all 6 mana and play Nissa or Prognostic Sphinx. The possibilities are endless. This card is awesome in limited and constructed, standard playable until rotation. Possibly the best part about him, he's a morph creature, which means you can play him in decks that don't even produce green mana. His turn face-up cost is colorless. Guys, I finally have the mana ramp I need for blue-white control to winning. Our first multicolored card we're going to look at is Crackling Doom, courtesy of the Mardu clan. 1 red, 1 white, and 1 black for an instant. It deals 2 damage to each opponent. Each opponent sacrifices a creature with the greatest power among creatures he or she controls. Fantastic multiplayer card. You cripple every single player besides yourself. It's real strong. Even in standard, this card is disgusting. It kills your opponent's biggest creature without actually killing it. Indestructibility, hexproof, it's meaningless. They have to sacrifice it. It's a crazy good card. It's like insane, honestly. All you need is a deck running these colors, which I'm assuming will happen, so the card is dumb. It's so dumb. Hey everyone, we totally got a replacement for Supreme Verdict. Ha ha, we didn't. Dune Blast is 4 colorless, 1 white, 1 black, and 1 green for a sorcery. Choose up to 1 creature, destroy the rest. That is hysterical. The wording is just beautiful. Destroy the rest, as if they don't matter. How demeaning. In a commander game, you play this, choose your commander, then say, destroy the rest. Instant enemy, but totally worth it. I want to play this regardless of playability. Destroy the rest. That's so awesome. Our first legendary creature is from the Jeskai clan. Narset Enlightened Master is 3 colorless, 1 blue, 1 red, and 1 white for a 3/2 human monk with first strike and hexproof. Whenever it attacks, exile the top 4 cards of your library. Until end of turn, you may cast non-creature cards exiled with Narset this turn without paying their mana cost. What? If this wasn't in colors that I absolutely love, I would be upset, but there's blue and white in that cost, so yes! Seriously though, the trigger is on the attack. She doesn't even have to deal any damage. Just use the instance right there before blockers are declared. You can do whatever you want. You're Jeskai. While I generally dislike burn strategies, adding blue to them to make this playable makes perfect sense. Sure, she's 5 mana, but you're getting a kind of card advantage that doesn't come around very often, at least not for red decks. Just think about it. Of course, you could always just default back to Commander, where she will assuredly be hilarious, so that's the thing. Sultai Charm is the first of the wedge charms to be revealed. 1 black, 1 green, and 1 blue for an instant. Choose 1. Either destroy target monocolored creature, destroy target artifact or enchantment, or draw 2 cards, then discard a card. These are all relevant abilities. This should see at minimum sideboard play in bug control and mid-range strategies. It's a kill spell post Doomblade. It's a naturalize, and it gives you card advantage. It's certainly playable in standard. With that said, I think the most important thing about this card is the new text layout. The bullet points make it so much easier to see what you're choosing between. This is great for new and old players alike. Is it wrong that this change is like one of my favorite things about Khans of Tarkir so far? Temur Ascendancy is 1 green, 1 blue, and 1 red for an enchantment. Creatures you control have haste. Whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. This is the strongest indicator of rug monsters I've ever seen. It's clear that the teamer are savage. So much so that this enchantment alone is enough to tell me that this color combination is going to create some seriously scary mid-range strategies. I'm not joking. Even if this card wasn't standard playable, which it very well could be, you can take hints from what it does. It gives haste. It rewards you for playing big creatures. This is where you green-red monsters players want to be looking. Just get excited. I have a feeling you're going to get a lot of presents in this set. The last cards we're looking at today are, it's not a huge deal, nothing all that special. Oh wait, Onslaught Fetchlands are getting reprinted in Khans of Tarkir. I've thought of a million different things to make this part entertaining, but I just, nothing will do it justice. These reprints confirm that Wizards truly wants Modern to be affordable and easily accessible. Talk about putting your money where your mouth is. I could do an entire video on how Fetch reprints will impact the game, but for now, I'll give you a couple ideas to work with. 1. Fetchlands are not Shocklands. Shocks are mostly played in Modern and see some play in older formats. Fetchlands are staples everywhere. These reprints impact the entire game of Magic, which brings me to point 2. These fetches could devalue the rest of the set. They couldn't print anything more impactful in Khans if they wanted to. At this point, the rest of the set is basically filler for Eternal players who are going to buy cases upon cases just to get Fetchlands. Remember Worldwake? Everyone bought it up looking for Jace. By the time the set rotated, packs were far above MSRP. My point is that there are Modern, Legacy, Vintage, and Commander players who are going to buy up this set like nuts. They'll open Fetchlands and other good cards that are designed for Standard. They'll keep the fetches and just ditch the other cards if they don't play Standard. If you take anything out of this video, please have it be this. Buy Khans of Tarkir. Packs, fat packs, booster boxes, cases, a plot of land on Tarkir, just anything. The set is automatically worth buying into. Enjoy the eternal value. Get it? Because Eternal, it's like older formats that fetches are in it. Yes! 2 final notes about Fetchlands. Courser of Krufix, it's delicious. Also, I've been saying they were going to get reprinted for months now, so it's just hashtag humble brags. I need to know. Leave comments telling me how you feel about these spoilers. Cards have just started being released and I'm already super pumped. Also, Fetchlands. The flavor here is insane. It's like a more savage Ravnica and I'm all for that. Also, Fetchlands. Which clan are you all going with? I'm torn between Teamer and Jeskai personally. Also, Fetchlands, remember, we will have spoiler videos every single day until they're over, so tune in. As always, subscribe below for the latest and most reliable Khans of Tarkir spoiler information you could ever need. This is the Manosaurus, I'm Wedge, thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.